All right. The next thing we're gonna do here is to create. Let's duplicate this button. To do that, we have to first group the button and select this. Hold Shift key. Select this. Control G to group. It is grouped now. So we can do Control D to duplicate it. It is duplicated now, and I can drag one down all the way. Okay, good. So I can do the same thing for the second button. Control C. Here, second button is now duplicated. Okay, I think it should be in the middle. Okay, so the first one, I want it to be the reverse. It's not going to have a fill color, so fill color, I'll make it 0%, 0. And then the text color, the font color, the font inside should be green. So the font color will select the green. Select the green. Yeah, and that's not enough. We'll select the button and we'll put a stroke on under strokes. Oops. We have to first of all Control Z. We have to ungroup it first. Right click on group. Ungroup. Good. So the frame. We'll select the frame. Something is wrong. It looks like I accidentally lost the frame. Right there, I must have done something wrong there. Okay, there's a frame here. So ungroup. Okay, good. What I can do is I'll put stroke. They're still together. I have to go all the way back so I can get the frame all the way back. Yeah, here I can ungroup here and then select this. Good. So that I can put it at 0 and put a stroke that gives a green color. Yeah, the stroke gives a green color, and then I set the stroke to 2. Alright, and I think we're good. Then I select the text, make it green, fill color of the text, make it green. Good. So here we have pricing. So I'm just gonna call these features. Okay, I don't like the way this is somewhere in the extreme. So I'll select the two of them. Alright, so I'm using my the keyboard, the cursor key on my keyboard to put it in the center. Alright. Okay, so they're both positioned well, so if we zoom out we can see, we click on desktop, we can see that we can pull this down, you see? Okay, good. Now the next thing we have to do is actually create the features, okay? So we need text to say features, and Control A to select the text. We'll come here and increase it to 48. Alright, make sure it's not bold, regular, and make sure it's in the center. Center, okay. And then I don't like the color. Make sure we select one of our dark colors. I think that's just plain too good. A little dark is okay. For now, I think we'll eventually change this color from, let's not just worry about the colors. We'll eventually change it again. So here we'll just write check out amazing features below. Okay, so that's under features. Reduce the size to 25. Oops, too small. 30. Position it in the middle. Fine. So now we'll eventually change the colors, but for now let's go ahead with creating a box. So we'll create a box that explains one of the features. Okay, so this box explains one of the features, and first things first, we'll give it a rounded corner of 10. I don't know whether 10 is okay. What if we give it 20? Yeah, 20 looks better. And we scroll in, we zoom in. We can now type, so we can type now saying important analytics. That's one feature we have, and put it in the middle. I would like to color it white. Don't worry about the background, we're going to work on the color soon. I'd like to put it as white, and I'd like to increase the font. The font, I'll put it at 40. Okay, good. Then we're going to put another text and say here, another text here, and say important features listed. Okay, so we'll reduce the size to 25. Good. Now it's 25. We'll put it here. Make sure that the color is white. The color is white. There's a little white, off-white, something just a little off-white. It's okay. So here we'll make sure, we'll try and make it bold. See what it looks like. So from regular we'll try bold. Yeah, bold looks good. Now because these things are white, I'm going to try a darker background. Nothing off the top of my head now, but let's just try and see whether we're gonna see something that is just a little darker. Okay, here I think something like this might be cool. I might still change it a little later. Look at this. I might still change it a little later. It looks a little strange. Okay, what if we use a darker green? Something of green. Good. And then look for something a little darker. Okay, we can possibly work with this. Okay, now we can right click plugins and story by free pick. Okay, now the plugin we are looking for is gonna show things like this. Now the plugin has shown up. So oops, you see what that did? That kind of replaced what we had. So make sure this is not selected. Click outside, then right click, plugins, and stories by free pick. We can then click on this. Now it has shown up in the background. We can take it, minimize it, minimize. Make sure that it fits into our narrative. So here you can see now that we have this. Beautiful. So this is what we have here. Now the nice thing we can do is to group it. I've highlighted, so I clicked outside here and dragged over everything. Now I can do Ctrl G or right click and group selection. Okay, good. Now the next thing we can do is to duplicate this. I don't know why this is extending. I don't know why it's extending. Well, we can duplicate it. Oops, Ctrl Z. Good. So let's duplicate this. Ctrl D. And hold my shift key and drag. So if I zoom out, you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. Then I can hold my shift key, click, and then Ctrl D, then drag down, and there you go. We have our 4 features. Okay. So now we can zoom in and change things, like double click here, double click, updated chart. I'll show you another way. Chart. Click this and then we have updated charts. So as you can see, both of them are not aligned, so I'm gonna click both of them and then make sure that they are aligned. Oops, they're supposed to be aligned horizontally. Okay, yeah, good. So they are aligned, updated charts. Now we don't need this picture again. We are going to replace it. Now another way to do this is to visit another website called OnDraw. So I'll open this new tab and right here, OnDraw. OnDraw is a website where you can get all these animations. Look at this. Open illustrations. So then we can search for different kinds of illustrations. But before you open them, it asks you for a color. Alright, so here on our Figma site, we can choose a color. Alright, like this color now is generally orange, so we can choose a color. This is the color it is by default, but if you click here, you see that you can basically choose colors. Okay, good. Now what are we looking for? Search. We're looking for a chart. Enter. And now we have one more chart. Okay, here click download SVG. Now it's two. It gives you option of download PNG for blog posts, social media. So we can download it as an image too. So I'm downloading the 2 of them, so you just see. So if you look at the lower left of my screen, the 2 of them are downloaded. Now if we fall back to our Figma site, we can actually drag the SVG onto the page and zoom out. Now what it means is that we are going to have to delete this image, delete, and then insert this. Now if you look at what's happening, you see that it's not in front, so I can right click and bring to front, right click, bring forward. Oops, why is it not coming front? Alright, so what you see is that this was actually posted somewhere else, so but the rest of this is somewhere else at the top. So I have to drag it from here all the way to the top, drag. Okay, now it's at the top. Okay, but just for the purpose of uniformity, I would have loved to make this orange. So if we come here, we can find this color and look for orange, bright orange. Yeah, something like that. So as for this one, we'll just replace it once using plugins, and I'll just look for another red one, good, or pink. So it was replaced this way, and we're good. Okay, one last one. Double click to make sure it's selected. Right click, empty space, plugins, stories by FreePick, and we'll look for anyone in the orange. Anyone in the orange to save our time. Click on this. It has added, and now we have to, okay, I click on this, double click, delete on my keyboard, and this I have to pull this way, all the way. Okay. Okay, I will suppose that we have this sorted out already. Now what you notice is that this is not exactly in the middle, so I'm just gonna group them. Okay, right click, group. So I think it's best to group it with the top, the features at the top. But let me group them first. Group, right click, group, group selection, so that we can move it. I'm using my keyboard to move it. Oh, good. Fine work. Okay, now notice that we can ungroup now and even add ungroup. Okay, now right now we can add, let me put all of them and see. I've selected all of them holding the shift key. Let's see if we can, oh no, highlighted all of them this way. Not a good idea. I'm trying to select the background boxes, these boxes, and this. So trying to see if we can add effects. You see our default drop shadow effect has added, so I'm just going to make it more pronounced. So here we're going to have let's see if 7 drop shadow. Look at underneath, you'll see the drop shadow. Let's try 10. Yeah, more pronounced. And that reminds me, we can actually do drop shadow here. We can do drop shadow here under effects. So drop shadow, we can do 20. Okay, then the spread X, that's it, 5. So when doing drop shadow, you kind of play around with it just to see what it looks like. And 25%, what if you put it at 15? Okay, good. So I think it's actually too much. Effects, drop shadow. Blur, let's put the blur at 10 to make the blur shadow extremely blurred. Exactly. This is looking good now. 15. Perfect. So imagine this looking like this. I think 15 is better. 15. Okay, good. So far so good. Now the next thing we're going to do is click here. Let's make sure that this is big enough first. So I've clicked on it, selected this. Then I'll do something interesting. I'll select this tool to pick this color. See, it's now this color, the same color, and we're good with the color. Now the next thing we're going to do is to make it bigger. We're going to make it bigger, 45 enter, and stretch this. Yeah, stretch this here to be on the same. Then another thing we can do, effects. The effect, the drop shadow is too much. Let's give it around 2. Okay, good. So this is looking more like it. Okay, so let's click on this desktop so that this is highlighted, and now we can pull down this. Just pull it down enough to give enough space. Now let's try something interesting, and that thing is to select a rectangle. Now if you look here, you see different designs. Alright, many different designs, but I would like to use rectangle for what I want to do now. So I'll select a rectangle, draw it over this. It looks great. Let's give it a dark color, or whatever that is darker than this, or light, anyone. So let's start with a light green. So we're giving it green. We have option of going really dark. Going really dark like this, or option of going really light. This is light green. So look at this. Okay, if this looks good, then we can go ahead with it, but if not, we can try something, which is the way it is now. We select this on this, select, oops, escape, yeah, select this, and now you see we can just hold the shift key so you get a perfect skew, or I'll just remove my hand from the shift key. So I got this. Alright, the other thing we can do is make sure it's at the back, it's behind these ones. What are these ones? Escape. Okay, what is this? And this is at the top level. Let's make sure it is behind. I just dragged it all the way. Let me click on this just to be sure. I'm lost, so I'm going to go back to where it was. Okay, this is where we were before. So one thing we can do is highlight, center back. Let's continue what we're doing first. Okay, since we did this, we can try something else, which is to reverse it. Okay, what if we rotate it? Okay, so here we rotate. So we rotate it and we're good. First challenge solved. Then we duplicate it. What if we duplicate? Ctrl D. Now it's 2, and we move the second duplicate below, and now we have to rotate the second duplicate to the opposite direction, this way. Hold, rotate again, hold, rotate, hold. Yeah, release, then release this. Okay, good. You have to get it the rotation perfectly by holding your shift key. I think this is the one that is wrong. I'll rotate. Perfect. Then here, I'll go up. Click on that. Then use my cursor key to go up till it merges. Okay, now this is what it looks like. All right. That's just what it looks like. Let's try something. We click on stroke, 0. Same here, stroke, 0. Okay, now we have this beautiful thing. What we can do is to make sure it moves up, move it up, okay, and then this one, move it all the way up again, and make sure that it slides to the extreme. Click, slide it back. Okay, cool. If we're choosing this color, then these are features need to be darker. I guess it needs to be darker, and maybe bigger. Maybe bolder. Let's see. It's too dark. Okay, we can fade a little, let's say 80%. Okay, but then still bigger. Let's look at 60. Yes, good. Bigger may mean regular. Okay, features. So this is our first challenge completed, the features aspect. Now in the next video, we're going to be looking at something else with respect to the pricing. All right. For now, I just want to say that you could adopt a different design. For instance, you could actually do something like this here. You could do, instead of solid, you could do a linear gradient. All right, linear, so that the thing fades in gradually, and I think it's already perfect. I don't need to do anything. So it gradually fades in. Click OK. Look at what it looks like. So it gradually fades in, and another thing we can do is to hold the shift key, select the two of them, and group them. Right click, group selection, and we're good. So we can now easily move it around. You see, very easily move it around. Oh, beautiful. Now one other thing we can look at, I think we're pretty good the way we are so far. So see in the next video where we look into the pricing aspect of this.